All right, so New Year's Eve, and we are kicking things off by taking a deep dive into grammar.
Sounds thrilling, right?
I know.
Yeah.
But trust me on this one, okay? You guys sent in some amazing sources about case systems.
Yeah.
And honestly, the stuff I learned is it's mind-blowing. We're talking about how languages change words to show their function in a sentence.
Right. Like in English, the difference between I and
Exactly. And it turns out English is it's pretty simple compared to what's out there.
oh yeah, we barely scratched the surface.
For real, like
Yeah.
some of these languages have like cases for location, direction, possession. It's crazy. So for everyone listening who maybe doesn't live and breathe linguistics, what are these case systems all about?
Basically, they're a way of showing the role a word plays in a sentence by changing its form, like, adding an ending or changing the word completely.
Okay, so like in English, I is the subject and me is the object.
Exactly. But some languages take this to a whole other level.
Okay, so walk me through this. What does that actually look like?
Well, we could start by comparing the nominative-accusative system you're used to in English to something completely different, like an ergative-absolutive system.
Ergative-absolutive. I'm already lost.
No, it's not as complicated as it sounds. So think about a simple sentence like, the cat chased the mouse.
Right.
In English, cat is the subject, mouse is the object, right?
Right.
Now, in an ergative-absolutive language, the focus shifts to who is doing the action and who is being affected by it. So the cat, because it's the one chasing, would be marked with what's called the ergative case. But here's the thing, the mouse, the one being chased, is marked with the same case as the subject of a sentence like, the mouse ran.
So wait a minute. The object of one sentence can have the same case marking as the subject of another.
Exactly.
That's pretty wild.
It is. And this isn't just some random quirk. It actually changes how you think about, like, the roles of things in an event. Some linguists even believe that speaking a language like that could lead to, like, a different way of understanding cause and effect.
Wow, that's a lot to process. I mean, it really makes you think about how deeply our language shapes our thinking.
Absolutely.
So if someone was trying to learn a language with this ergative-absolutive system, what would be like the biggest hurdle to get over?
I'd say the biggest challenge is probably just, like, shifting your perspective. We're so used to thinking in terms of subjects and objects, but ergative-absolutive languages kind of turn that on its head.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of challenges, one of the sources that you guys sent in mentioned Finnish,
Ah, yeah.
which apparently has like 15 cases.
It does.
15. I can barely keep track of the two we have in English.
Well, think of it this way. Each case adds another layer of precision to what you're saying. Like instead of needing prepositions to say, to the store or from the store, Finnish can express that just by changing the ending of the word for store.
So it's like packing a lot of information into a single word.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So I guess that makes communication more efficient in a way, but
Right.
it also sounds incredible.
But researchers are making progress, developing algorithms that can recognize these subtle differences in meaning.
So it's like these systems are they're constantly evolving, right? Languages don't just stay the same.
Absolutely. Case systems are a perfect example of that. English actually used to have a much more complex case system, but it's simplified over time.
Huh.
Whereas
Interesting.
other languages like Finnish have held on to their rich case systems.
So by tracing these changes, we can learn how languages adapt to the way people use them.
Exactly.
That's amazing. I mean, I think the big takeaway here is even if we never master a language with, 15 cases or whatever, just knowing that these systems exist, it really changes your perspective on language itself.
I agree.
It makes you realize how diverse and adaptable human communication can be.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah. So to all our listeners out there, here's something to chew on as we head into the new year. Do you think English would be better off with a richer case system? Would it make us more precise, or would it just make things unnecessarily complex?
That's a good question.
Happy New Year, everyone.